Hey everybody, Spaceman Spiff here with another episode of Spaceman Learns. It's episode 5 on Eye of the Storm, which is a map I am not at all familiar with, so that's going to be the first thing we look at here. But, let's see, we have Mega Soch 4EL. We're going to call him Mega against Solaris. So Mega the Protoss against Solaris the Zerg. And this is Eye of the Storm, so let's check out the map. Let's see. So it's standard, easy expansion here. Not a high ground base, but walled off. We have a good choke point here. And then, wow, a very big ramp, which leads to the third base. I'm sure there's some other access to the third base. Oh, you know what? I have seen this map before. I have seen this map. So there's a relatively easy creep route. Sorry, not creep route. I'm using Warcraft speak there. Attack route this way, but I guess not. They still have to go down and around. Alright. Actually, let's just check the middle of the map. A lot of just open space. Okay. Alright, so let's see how this plays out. It looks like... Nope, I thought maybe expanding, but no, the Zerg player is sending his Overlord south. So he's doing some scouting south, but it's going to be unsuccessful. He'll probably send a drone to the west side before letting his Overlord run southwest, I imagine. Or fly southwest, I should say. No gas yet for the Zerg. We have a Protoss pylon coming down. Looks like he is going to be building a choke here, which means, or I'd imagine means there's going to be an expansion going down over there. We have, excuse me, we have no gas from the Protoss player yet either. Just probes. Looks like we're going to see a gateway. I assume a gateway. Yep. The probe also scouts south first, so neither player knows where the other is. They just know they're on opposite sides of the map as far as the east-west goes. And I guess technically the Zerg doesn't even know that yet. Solaris. So there's the extractor timing with the spawning pool. I don't think we're going to see super fast speedlings with this. I think you need to have the extractor up a little bit sooner in order to time these perfectly to have 100 gas. Yeah, there's no way he'll have 100 gas, but I bet he'll be getting speedlings as soon as he's able to. Either that or teching to lair, but I'm going to assume speedlings. Let's see over here. The gateway's almost done. We have another pylon. Still no gas from the Protoss player, so probably no cybernetics core going down just yet. I imagine we might see a forge if he's going for the fast expansion strategy. Oh, look at that, I was right. So the Zerg is sending his drone west just in case the Overlord's unsuccessful, and that's going to work out for him, because he's going to see where the Protoss player is. The Zealot is on the way, and still no further tech structures from the Protoss player. Let's see, in the Zerg base, we have the first couple Zerglings out. We have at least 2 of them. There's Zergling speed is on the way, and no more gas, so the Zerg player, I imagine, is going to be fast expanding, or expanding off of this Zergling speed. This makes a lot of sense, because with speed, he's going to be able to outrun Zealots, endlessly. It's not like Zealot legs come in anytime soon, so this speed on even just a couple Zerglings gives the Zerg player so much map control in these kind of spots, because there's just no way the Protoss can catch up. And this is big. He gets a surround on the Zealot, so he's going to get a pick off. Oh, but another Zealot spawns just in time. Whew. If that Zealot didn't spawn there, that could have spelled trouble. So they're doing a little dance here, but it looks like the Protoss player is pretty safe. He's not going to be able to leave his base, though, right? Oh, one Zergling gets through, so the Zerg player is going to see what's going on. Ah, all 3 get through. So he gets some scouting done. He's going to harass the worker line a bit. He probably won't do too much damage. There's still a couple probes here, though, as well, which means they're not harvesting minerals, which means he is accomplishing something just by having the Zerglings in here and not even attacking. But this is a good spot. This is a good spot. These couple Zerglings are going to continue to cause problems now that they're in the base. Zealots do not come out very quickly. And I'm sure the Zerg... Oh no, he's just rallying more and more Zerglings. The expansion is going up, but no, he's holding the offensive. He thinks he can take this down. There, we do have a cannon going down in the main... in the main mineral line, so that's going to stop any further harassment as soon as that gets down. Yeah. There's no way these Zerglings can handle the photon cannon here. Yeah, he's trying to focus down. Maybe one more probe? Not quite. So the front door is held now. All the Zerglings are lost, but a lot of economic damage was dealt. There's still Zerglings outside the Protoss base, which means the Zerg still has map control. There's no way the Protoss can put on any pressure at this point in the game, right? Even if he tries or wants to start sending his zealots across the map, the Zerg player will see it and be able to build way more Zerglings so that by the time the zealots reach anywhere dangerous like the expansion or the main, they'll be completely overrun. So that's the advantage of Zergling speed early on. Or one of the advantages of it, as far as I can tell. Looks like the Zerg is starting to drone up a little bit. We have an Overlord on the way there. Still no gas. Still not many drones. And he's sending all his Zerglings to hunt this probe. He doesn't want to allow anything cheesy to go up or any scouting, but oh, the Protoss player gets away with it and he sees the third hatchery going down. So I'm sure this means that he's going to have to get aggressive. He doesn't want the Zerg to get away with 2 expansions at the same time. And he's sneaking up with his 4 zealots, so maybe I was wrong. The Zerg player didn't scout them because he didn't see which route they took. And now maybe if he can get a good position with these 4, maybe along the wall or in the mineral line, he might be able to deal some damage. Let's see over here. Expansion going down. This looks like a pretty solid wall off with the cannons. And the zealots are in, so they're going to try and hold this line here. But the Zerglings are through. They're going to be able to get the surround. No, not a great surround. Not a great surround. The Zealots are doing a ton of damage now. Wow. Pull this guy back. Pull this guy back. Wow, not a single death for the Zealots yet. And he does micro, so yeah, this was impressive from the Protoss player. I don't think I would have been able to do nearly so much damage with my 4 Zealots there. But the Zerg player is now down to just two Zerglings. He's building another hatchery to pump up his production, I'm sure. Some more Zerglings on the way. Some more Zerglings. Some more Zerglings. Yeah, so he might have even overreacted to that push a bit. All of these could have been drones, but instead he's building Zerglings because, you know, he was worried that those Zealots were going to push him over. So that was a very strong play by the Protoss player. I think that might have... You know, I think the Zerg had a little bit of an edge early on when he got the Zerglings into the main base, but I think the Protoss might have evened it out a bit there. That seemed pretty strong. And bought him enough time for his expansion to become fully established. Gas is on the way from both players now. Let's see, 4,800 to 48, like almost exact timings on the gas when you consider that the Zerg had already initially taken out 100. We have 2 Zealots out, another Zealot. They're probably just going to set up another wall. Cybernetics Core and Citadel of Adun on the way. Let's see, is this a wall off? It's not a wall off yet, is it? He needs a Zealot here and here. And that's a lot of Zerglings. Is he going to get away with another run by? Oh no. That cannon's going to go down. And, oh boy. More probes. 2. We're going to see a third probe? Nope, no third probe going down. And there's no Zerglings on the way, so our Zerg player is probably droning up now. Yeah, it looks like he's droning up, so... Not a whole lot more damage can be done here, but time can be bought. All this time means the Protoss is now mining from his expansion and is focusing on microing here. He's losing another probe. Looks like he's going to lose this probe as well. Oh, nice play. That was awesome micro, blocking with this probe. Okay, so it's held off, but again, more time has been built. The Hydralisk den is on the way with, again, I think it's Hydralisk speed. Looks like a running Hydralisk to me. More Zerglings. We have more Zerglings. No Hydralisks here, just more Zerglings. Third base is starting to become saturated. And no fourth base. That would probably be too much. Okay, it looks like the Protoss player Mega has learned his lesson and is walled off. I think he might even need to bring this guy down here. I'm not sure, but I feel like that would be a good play. Let's see. Another gateway going down for... Wow, no more gas. Zealot speed, he's researching. Alright, so we're going to see a lot of Zealots going in the early game here. I guess he's anticipating just more and more Zerglings, because I think... Don't Hydralisks beat Zealots? I guess speed might help. That's got to be Hydralisk range, so he's really investing in Hydralisk tech without getting any actual Hydralisks. And this is a lot of Zerglings, but they're definitely not going to be able to break through here. This is definitely too tough a wall for any Zerglings to run by or to get through. Some drones going to work. There we go. The first Hydralisks are on the way. I'm sure they'll come streaming across the map as quickly as possible. And again, our Protoss player, he's getting his attack upgrades. He's almost got 1 ground attack, so that's going to be very strong against the Zerg. He has a second gateway. He's getting gas again, okay. And the Templar Archives is on the way, so I don't know which Templar we're going to be seeing, but we'll see something. And what I would imagine is it's ultimately going to be maybe a Zealot Archon play. If this leads into High Templar, then maybe you try and do some Storms, and then as soon as they're out of mana, you go for more to Archons and start pushing through. Because these Zealots are going to be really tough for the Zerglings now that they have... Well, shortly they're going to have an attack upgrade. They have the speed upgrade, so they're not nearly as slow. They're going to be able to close the gap on these Hydralisks, although they also have the speed upgrades. And now, yeah, with the range support, this doesn't look like a favorable fight for the Protoss player. Thankfully, he does have Zealot legs, so he's not going to be caught, and I don't think... Wow, that's a lot of Hydralisks all of a sudden. Is he going to have Storm on time to deal with this? Probably not. Another gateway on the way. Zealots, they've got a couple pickoffs there, but it still doesn't look great. Fighting on the high ground, trying to take advantage of the miss percentage. And okay, he ended up getting a really good position here. The Hydralisks are taking a lot of damage, and it looks like, you know, even if the Hydras ultimately win this fight, I think this is a loss for the Zerg player, because Hydralisks cost gas, where Zealots are just 100 minerals, right? So it's not like... Even though the Hydralisks came out on top, they're the more expensive units, and now there's a bunch of cannons here. The Protoss player bought himself a significant amount of time. There's still just the one Artosis pylon, which is questionable to me, and there it is, Psionic Storm. So I'm sure we're going to see some High Templars starting to build eventually. Ooh, lose Forge. You don't want to lose the Forge. That's a couple minerals you don't want. I think that, or you don't want to lose 150. Yeah, too bad. So we're going to have to rebuild a Forge at some point, but now is not the time. Closes the gap, starts putting some more damage on the Hydras, but they're going to win out. Okay. Zealots are stronger in Starcraft Brood War than they are in Starcraft 2. I mentioned it in one of my previous casts. In Starcraft 2 I played Protoss, so I'm definitely most familiar with Protoss. But I feel like these Zealots just do more damage than they do in Starcraft 2. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just misremembering, but I feel like Hydralisks especially just tore through Zealots, and those 4 took out 6 or 7 Hydras. Granted, they do have the upgrade advantage. And this is interesting. Is he going to be able to break in here, or is 2 Sunken Colonies too much? It looks like it's too much, and the Zealots are pulling back. There's a reasonable force sitting in the natural as well, though, so he's not going to be able to do a lot of damage there. 3 hatcheries at this third. That's a lot of production. I really like this Sunken Colony position. I feel like that's clunky for the Protoss to get to, but easy for the Zerg to move around. That makes a lot of sense to me. We have a creep colony going down there. The Spire is on the way. I don't think we have Lurker Tech researched yet, but I don't know if that's really something you want to go for here. Let's see. The first High Templar are on the field. They do not have that much mana yet, but they do have Psionic Storm, so that's going to be very powerful against these Hydralisks if they do bunch up and try and take a fight against the Protoss player. It doesn't look like he's ready to do that just yet. And these Zealots are starting to become really numerous. It's a lot of Zealots. Let's see here. Mutalisks on the way. So Storm's going to have to deal with that, I guess. He does have 2 cannons in the main. He might have to build a cannon or 2 over here. That might dissuade some of the Mutalisk harassment. Let's see. Really, really safe base here. I feel like he can start saturating it a little more. But he's probably nervous. This is a sizable force gathering at his front door. Although, he doesn't have the answer for Mutalisk. That's going to be a lot of lost High Templars very quickly. Unless he gets some really big storms. Another storm? Ooh. Does he have banana? Nope, and there it is. Morphing it into an Archon. So I did call that. That's awesome. So it looks like it got taken out though. And now it's just Zealots. They will be cleaned up because Protoss has no anti-air here. But will they do enough damage? It looks like despite the Mutalisks being good, these Zealots are really tearing. Maybe not. They destroyed all the sunken colonies. They killed a lot of Zerglings, but it's still the whole drone line here. The Mutalisks did survive, although the Protoss player has now scouted that air's on the way. Oh, but he did manage to take out the Spires, so no more airs on the way. And I was trying to focus down the Hydralisk Den with these two Zealots while pulling two more down to harass the mineral line. Great play. Keep the Zerg on his toes, make him micro as much as possible. And look, he's going to get the kill. The Mutalisks flew away without taking us out. The Hydralisk Den is going to go down as well. That's a massive loss for the Zerg player and a huge win for the Protoss player. By taking out both the Spire and the Hydralisk Den, what can the Zerg build right now? Just Zerglings. Zerglings and drones. He's going to have to rebuild. He has lost a lot of resources, drones in that push as well, it looks like. These guys aren't even all mining. See, some Dragoons are out, some Scourge. When did he get Scourge? He must have been anticipating a Corsair play. Third base for the Protoss players coming down. Natural is now fully saturated and set up with photon cannons in the mineral line. Robotics facility is out, lots of cannons here. Almost got weapons upgrade 2. I don't think the Mutalisks can punch through all these photon cannons. I think this will be too much. That's an Arctosis pylon. That's such an Arctosis pylon. Is it going to be... No. The Zerg can't overrun him here. I think this might be a good game. I'm going to say the Protoss holds this push and the Zerg calls game. He's not able to come back now. He still hasn't built any of his reproduction buildings. He's invested everything he's got. Nothing down here. Wow, so that just... 4 High Templar and a bunch of Zealots with, at the time, 1 attack upgrade. That was enough to really cripple the Zerg player. It was a nice push. He split his Zealots up well and was able to get that Hydralisk Den. That's really what made the difference. Yeah, okay, our Zerg player scouts the third base and calls a good game. So, that was an interesting game. Again, I'm impressed with how powerful Zealots are. I'm really, really impressed. The High Templar also did very well. Storm was always effective. Sorry, it is always effective. It was effective in that game, so... Yeah. That's the end of this one. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think. If you could like the video or subscribe, I'd very much appreciate it. And either way, have a great rest of your day.